Word 1, connotation. Part of speech, noun, connotations. The meanings are, the act or process of connoting. Example sentences, there's a somewhat negative connotation to the fake styles because of the way they're often sold. To make her excuse sound better, Alexandra used a word with a positive connotation. No negative connotation was intended by using the word short. Word 2, crescendo. Part of speech, verb, crescendoed, crescendos, crescendoing. The meanings are, to build up to or reach a point of great intensity, force, or volume. To increase gradually in loudness or intensity. Part of speech, noun, crescendos. The meanings are, the climactic point or moment after such a progression. Any gradual increase in force, intensity, etc., a gradual increase in loudness. Part of speech, adverb. The meanings are, with a crescendo. Example sentences, the writer makes the reader wait for this, the relative clauses and commas, analyzed above, creating a crescendo. Its ending, as ambulance woman Kay discovers the fate of her lover Helen, is my personal emotional crescendo. I'd got to the point where I'd got a 20-minute, 40-minute, hour-long set that built crescendo and got laughs. Word 3, quietude. Part of speech, noun. The meanings are, a state of being quiet, rest, calmness. Tranquility. Example sentences, they lived in comparative quietude, although Herodotus knows the Palestinian coast he does not mention the Jews. He determined to quit Paris, where the life was far too exciting for his nerves, and to regain the quietude of Normandy. Word 4, rabies. Part of speech, noun. The meanings are, an acute, infectious viral disease of mammals that attacks the central nervous system. It can be transmitted to people through the bite of an infected animal and is characterized by choking, convulsions, inability to swallow, etc. Example sentences, L. et al. Emerging pattern of rabies deaths and increased viral infectivity. The French scientist Louis Pasteur developed the first vaccine against rabies. Other infectious diseases from animal bites include cat scratch disease, tetanus, and rabies. Word 5, render. Part of speech, noun, renders. The meanings are, a payment, usually in goods or services, as for rent in feudal times. One who rends. Part of speech, verb, rendered, rendering, renders. The meanings are, to give, back, restore. To render back another's gift. To give in return or requital. To render good for evil. To give, up, surrender. To render up a city to the enemy. Example sentences, he will pass judgments and render verdicts, and what he says will be as weighty as the words of Ninjixida and Demusid. Or he'd render them entirely anonymous, painting out their beautiful features with white theatrical makeup. Visual browsers typically render H1 in a large, bold font. Word 6, sedentary. Part of speech, adjective. The meanings are, remaining in one locality, not migratory. Attached or rooted, sessile. Sedentary marine organisms. Fixed to one spot, as a barnacle. Example sentences, moreover, the mound builders in the eastern half of this vast plain, being sedentary, were excellent potters. Sedentary activities include video games, watching television, and so on. If you have led a sedentary lifestyle, you may want to consult your doctor before you begin a new cardio activity. Word 7, simper. Part of speech, noun, simpers. The meanings are, a silly, affected, or self-conscious smile. Part of speech, verb, simpered, simpers. The meanings are, to say or express with a simper. To smile in a silly, affected, or self-conscious way. Example sentences, her simper annoyed others. She simpered politely. He simpered foolishly. Word 8, valediction. Part of speech, noun, valedictions. The meanings are, the act of bidding or saying farewell. Something said in parting, farewell utterance. A word or phrase of farewell used to end a letter or message. Part of speech, other. The meanings are, phrase ending message sincerely. Example sentences, I bid you all a fond valediction, but I must move on. For the hired priest it was hard to compose the valediction expected. Glenis Mallion gave a valediction for Valerie for her term as chair of Pact. Word 9, faucet. Part of speech, noun, faucets. The meanings are, a device with a hand-operated valve for regulating the flow of a liquid from a pipe, barrel, etc., cock, tap. Example sentences, Brilliant's anti-tarnish finishes are designed not to corrode and to look like new for the life of the faucet. Secure the faucet in place using the stem nuts. Don't mix and match sink and tub faucet designs. Word 10, minor. Part of speech, adjective. The meanings are, lesser in importance or rank. Not having reached legal adulthood. Under full legal age, usually either 18 or 21 years. Part of speech, noun, minors. The meanings are, one that is lesser in comparison with others of the same class. One who has not reached legal adulthood. A minor subject or field of study. Part of speech, verb. The meanings are, to make some subject one's minor field of study. To minor in art. Example sentences, Othman was less careful, and allowed a fleet from Africa to help in the conquests of the Levant and Asia Minor. Baildon, Cambridge, 1907, are of minor value. Early in the last decade of the 2nd century 2 considerable works appeared in Asia Minor against the Cataphrygians.